everybody, welcome back to TAZ's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One. I have been wanting to look at this style for a very long time. I have been admiring it for years. Finally, I get a chance to show it to you. This is Jon Renau's Alessandra in the color Palm Springs Blonde. You'll want to hear all about this long, lush style coming up. Alessandra is just one of those long, lushly layered styles. It's the hair we wish we were born with, right? But let's talk about this color briefly. We've all heard about Palm Springs Blonde. It's my favorite among the California Blondes collection by Jon Renau. It's an ash on ash on ash color. So it starts with the base color of a medium to dark ash blonde, and then very heavily highlighted with what they call a white. And it's supposed to have a tinge of violet to it. Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't, but it is a very bright white highlight. And then that highlight next to the ash kind of gives that ash a sandy tone. It really warms it only slightly. This is generally a very cool ash tone overall. It features a dark ash blonde root. Most of the applications of this color have this root, which is that dark ash blonde. It's a true ash root that's very light compared to some of the more medium and darker roots that we typically see. Alessandra has about an 8.5 inch front piece. Now, the way the layering convenes here, it's hard to discern where those layers are, but that first piece is about 8.5 inches, which is going to come about 2.5 inches below my chin. Okay, and then there are some side layers right around 10 inches. So all of that kind of convenes around the face. It does have a nice face framing effect, which I really enjoy on a long style, because without those layers, it kind of drags your face down. And by adding those layers in around the face, it really opens it up to be beautiful on lots of different face shapes. Now, overall, it's about 20 to 21 inches from the crown to the tip of the hair in the back. So it's a very long style. You can really pick out the layering here. And I love the way that bottom layer flips in, because it just really hugs the contour of your body a bit better. It gives a nice lush look to the layering. It does have really nice movement too. So this also has a temple to temple lace front. It does extend back into the ear tab just a bit. And it does have a full single monofilament top. And that monofilament top is not as generous in terms of volume or real estate as I have seen on some of the Jon Renau monofilament tops, but it does give a beautiful look from the top anywhere you wear, anywhere you want to part it. So let's take a look. That lace front is gorgeous, nice fine knotting. Do impart to that beautifully done ash root. All the seams are hidden beautifully. That hairline is impeccable. It really is. And although this is more of an average density, average to thick, just based on its length, you can still get a sense of scalp by looking anywhere on that part. So I think it's a very natural looking wig style. So let's talk about these front pieces just a moment, because these are things that you want to know about this style. We want to know how much work we're going to have to put into it to make it wearable for us. I'm the type of person that if it gets in my eyes, I'm probably not going to reach for this style very often. Now, right out of the box, these bangs do tend to swoop in front of the eyes, like a lot of longer styles do, especially with a layer longer than 5 inches. You're probably going to get some of that. Now, what's easy to do though is to use the heat from your hand, and I did this on this style. All I did was take it out, shake it, I combed through it a bit and applied it, found my parting space, but then I just used a little bit of heat from my hand to train that front. I like to give a little bit of contour right at the very front, And I've always found that if I can train the root to go in a certain direction, the rest of the fiber will follow. So that's why I always work at the root level on things, on wigs. Okay, so I think that it would be fairly easy to train. It has a beautiful feathery look to it when you push it away from the face. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? But I still feel like just because it is a longer style with longer front, it's probably going to swoop in occasionally. So you're going to have to just either pin them back or just take your fingers and rake through. I think that's beautiful. If you just rake it out of your eyes, unless you're looking straight down all day long, I think you're going to be able to manage these pretty well. So I think I mentioned that this density is more of an average to thicker density. So it's definitely not a light density style, but it doesn't feel too over the top thick to me. Each one of these fibers is silky baby fine. See how those layers just kind of fold in at the bottoms? I really like that. I think that's different than some longer styles where they actually flip up. This one just, it flips in a little bit. I think it gives it a nice, beautiful touch. In terms of a ponytail, you're gonna need a thicker claw clip. I would say a large claw clip to hold this, because that ponytail right there is probably about 1.5 inches in diameter at the base. So you all want to know about permatease. I feel like it has a very nice moderate amount of permatease. There's not a whole lot there. Like say you have that monofilament top, there is some permatease all around that monofilament. Just a nice moderate amount on the sides and the back. And at the nape. It's not too puffy, pillowy, and annoying. It's actually really well done. And as you can see, the permatease really doesn't have an effect on the style other than just to hold it up in certain places to give it the best, most flattering look. Here's a look at the inside of the cap for Jon Renau's Alessandra. Want to show you that root up close. How beautifully done it is. Let's go ahead and look at the inside. There's that nicely contoured lace front. It does extend back slightly into the ear tab. It's a nice natural look from the front. There is a pretty thick seam adjoining the lace front with the single monofilament top. And that monofilament top does not stretch back to the crown, but it is very ample. Single monofilament, easy to see through. Lots of wefting on Alessandra. A brushed velvet ear tab, closed ear tab, nice coverage on the ear tab. There's an extended brushed velvet nape, and it has Velcro style adjusters. So right away you're noticing that I had to draw in those adjusters as far as they could go to accommodate a petite average circumference. Typically Jon Renau is average right out of the box, and I have to make some adjustment. This one seemed a little more excessive than most Jon Renau's that I've seen. So styling is going to be really fun. There's a lot you can do to change up the look on a longer style. There's always built-in versatility when you can use updos and ponies and all of the things you can do with longer hair. So let's try with glasses. So this is just a medium size glasses arm. And it does fit nicely between the ear and the ear tab. There's just a moderate amount of permatease there. I guess it depends on the glasses arm. So let's go ahead and just do some styling for Alessandra. This should be a really fun one. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for joining me today for a look at the Jon Renau Alessandra in Palm Springs Blonde. Check it out at Wig Studio One.